So far, we've defined the PMI framework for projects. Now, let's look at project success factors. In this presentation, we will talk about modifying the processes according to principles of tailoring and methodology. We'll also talk about factors and metrics that define the success of a project. The processes are fed into tailoring and methodology that modify the application of the processes in a particular project. A methodology is a system of practices, techniques, procedures, and rules used by those who work in a discipline. Methodologies may be a preference or a best practice, but they could be requirements imposed by the organization, external stakeholders, regulations, or industry standards. It's important to note that the PMBOK is not a methodology. It is a general framework that applies across a variety of methodologies. Where the project management framework intersects with a specific methodology, the processes are filtered or emphasized, and this is known as tailoring. Tailoring will adapt the available project management processes according to the unique characteristics of the project. Tailoring takes into account the size and complexity of the project, as well as its unique characteristics of scope, schedule, budget, resources, risk, and stakeholders. There will also be the influence of the corporate culture and industry practices on tailoring. In order to select the appropriate processes, tailoring requires the collaboration of the project team and other stakeholders. This leads to two conclusions. First, each project does not require all of the 49 processes. Also, every project requires tailoring. What makes a project successful? There are many key performance indicators, or KPIs, that could be applied to the project. The first are the triple constraint. These are the knowledge areas that also define the project baselines. That is scope, schedule, and cost. In addition, KPIs include quality standards and the achievement of objectives. The objectives and criteria factors will be defined by the project manager working with the sponsor, team, and other stakeholders in order to understand all the expectations and then reach a consensus. They will be looking for the answers to these three questions. What does success look like for this project? How will success be measured? What factors may impact project success? Common success criteria include completion of the work as defined in the plan, financial measures, fulfillment of contractual terms, achievement of quality standards, stakeholder or customer satisfaction, the adoption of the deliverables by customers and end users, and the transfer of the deliverables to the organization. If the project takes place in a stable environment where the project objectives and the business goals remain constant and in alignment, it is easier to achieve project success. If the project happens in a more volatile and changing environment, then it may accomplish its originally defined objectives and yet fail to meet the current needs of the organization. In this presentation, we talked about how tailoring and methodology influence the choice of processes, and we also described the success factors for projects.